Today we're going to do something a little different and cover some Last of Us drama, but also dive deeper into my thought process on the game and the state of the Last of Us community as a whole after part 2. After playing through many different games, I was lucky enough to avoid drama in the comments until the part 2 uploads started. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't anything crazy, but it was enough for me to want to have this discussion. I'm not attempting to come from a place of I'm right, you're wrong, which we tend to get caught up in these days. And I've always been honest on my feelings on part 2, even throughout my part 1 playthrough. My issues with it don't have to be your issues, and we can absolutely agree to disagree. But when did we lose the art of discussion and rely on making each other enemies? To unnamed commenters 2 and 3, I couldn't imagine attempting to address these questions in the comments. My reasonings are more complex than that because the storyline is complex. So let's touch on my thought process. Joel's mission at St. Mary's wasn't revenge on the Fireflies. It was solely saving Ellie's life. And let's not forget that the Fireflies aren't a perfect organization. They've done plenty of questionable things themselves, and innocent people were caught in the crossfire. This is represented well throughout the lore and even hinted at by Abby's dad when he is trying to make a case for taking Ellie's life for the possibility of a cure. The Fireflies also found Joel trying to save Ellie's life after drowning, only to knock him out mid-CPR. He wasn't posing a threat, but from that moment on was put in the position of opposition, having to fight his way through the hospital to save Ellie. Marlene's motivations feel kind of unclear when comparing part 1 to 2. Part 1, it seems very clear that though she didn't expect Ellie to have to die, that she accepted it and supports it. While part 2 shows not only did she try to fight against it, she warned Joel, giving him the opportunity to change the outcome.
It's intertwined with the brain. There's no other option.
There has to be some other way.
There's no way to remove the specimen without destroying the host.
The host? She's a child, not some petri dish.
You think I don't... I'm aware of the situation.
And you're okay with killing her?
No, I'm okay with developing a vaccine that'll help save millions of lives. How many Fireflies have died for less?
That was their choice. Are you asking me? Or are you telling me this is how it's gonna be?
I am begging you to buy in.
And what if this was Abby?
Look, everything that we've been fighting for, all the sacrifices, all of the horrific... all of that is justified with this one act.
If this was your daughter, what would you do? I'm gonna go tell Joel.
Why?
He traveled across the country with her. He has a right to know. Good luck with your surgery. Welcome to the Fireflies. Sorry about that. They didn't know who you were.
And Ellie?
She's all right. They brought her back.
Take me to her.
You don't have to worry about her anymore. We'll take care
I
of her.
worry. Just let me see her, please.
You can't. She's being prepped for surgery.
The hell you mean, surgery?
The doctors tell me the cordyceps, the growth inside her, has somehow mutated. It's why she's immune. Once they remove it, they'll be able to reverse engineer a vaccine. A vaccine.
But it grows all over the brain.
It does.
Find someone else.
There is no one else.
Listen, you were gonna show me where...
Stop. I get it. But whatever it is you think you're going through right now is nothing to what I have been through. I knew her since she was born. I promised her mother I would look after her.
Then why are you letting this happen?
Because this isn't about me, or even her. There is no other choice here.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that bullshit.
March him out of here. He tries anything, shoot him. Don't waste this gift, Joel.
To be fair, Abby's dad didn't seem thrilled about Ellie having to die, especially when he refuses to answer how differently he would feel if it was Abby. And there's nothing wrong with that. The whole ending of part 1 was the idea of how far would you go for someone you care about, which includes the idea of putting them above what others may consider the greater good. We're already operating on a failed narrative here, though. Even in today's non-apocalyptic world, fungal vaccines aren't a thing. There's absolutely little chance that dissecting Ellie's brain would have done anything but kill her. However, both Ellie and Joel have a bit of survivor's guilt, feeling like their lives are worth less than others that have passed before them. That doesn't stop them from seeing the value in each other and saving each other over and over, though. Before the hospital, Joel gives Ellie the choice to walk away, and she doesn't, stating that everything they've done can't be for nothing. This honestly might be the first time she was ever even given the choice to begin with. But even in that moment, Joel definitely didn't know that the choice would include death, and I doubt Ellie did either. They continued to discuss before and after that conversation things they would do once everything is over, and making plans isn't a great indication that you think you're gonna die. Marlene and the rest of the Fireflies didn't even wait for her to recover from almost drowning to ask her. Maybe she would have chosen to go through with it, but none of these people could even face her to ask. It's obvious that after the fact, in her mind, she would have made that choice, sacrificing herself to be the elusive cure. But we're either operating on the idea of an altered reality where it would have magically worked, or the reality we are in today where these vaccines don't even exist in modern society. Even suspending reality, if it did work, how are you going to distribute the vaccine? And what actual difference does it make when the world is so far gone? It doesn't stop infected from tearing you apart, nor people from killing you. The world is too far gone. It's also shown in the St. Mary's flashbacks that Abby knew the backstory of Ellie's potential sacrifice, and obviously Joel's determination to not let that happen. This is part of my grievances with the way she murdered Joel. I think everyone can understand the drive for revenge, but at the end of the day, she was hunting him only to be saved by him from a horde of infected. Then in comparison, the way she tortured and mutilated him versus the way her dad died is worlds different.
Sweet Jesus.
Doctor?
What are you doing? I won't let you take her. This is our future. Think of all the lives we'll save.
Animal!
Y'all act like you heard of us or something.
Because they have.
Get off me! Get off me!
Who are you?
Guess.
End it. Now.
Joel, fucking get up! Please stop! Please don't do Joel, please get up!
Running hell, pendejo.
Along with the motivation being revenge instead of saving a loved one. Also, killing him in front of Ellie was a hell that Abby herself didn't have to endure. The level of pure disregard of seeing Joel as more than just the enemy, even though he saved her, I feel can be contributed to Isaac and her time with the wolves though, which is obviously a side effect of her losing her father, as the Fireflies were no more and she and her friends relocated and assimilated with the wolves. None of this is to say Joel is a perfect character, nor Ellie, nor Abby, nor anyone in the entire universe. They each had their own motivations and at the end of the day had to live with the consequences. This is the part I feel like we're failing on in the Last of Us community. We can have our own opinion and feelings, but persecuting someone because they aren't on the same side of you is dumb and against the whole point of the game. Plus, if you are going to engage in discussion, at least get your facts right. I'm talking to you, unnamed commenter number 1. Anyone with a brain cell can tell you Joel didn't have dementia, and Ellie clearly was upset after learning Mel was pregnant. While Abby straight up said good before almost killing Dina, and was only stopped by Lev.
Where the fuck is she? She had nothing to do with this. She's pregnant. Good. Abby!
As far as the comments go though, I am happy to report all hope is not lost. I was able to connect with a few additional people who may not share my feelings on the storyline or Abby, but instead of persecuting me for my point of view, they had honest conversation about their own feelings on the game. And that is so much more powerful than attacking someone because they feel differently. Part 2 is undoubtedly a divisive, emotionally driven storyline, and with that, we're all entitled to our own emotions about it. I've done my homework, and though I couldn't bring myself to play the game again within the last 5 years until now, I watched countless interviews, and if Troy Baker himself can't get me to accept Joel's fate, it just ain't happening, and that's okay. I'm happy to be a Joel loyalist until I die. What's more frustrating to me than the storyline, though, is the tendency to attack each other for our points of view rather than discuss. And more than that, attacking or threatening the people that made the game, which is so far past logical, I can't even understand how you would get to that point. It's true that I'm not an Abby fan, but in reality, the fact that I'm so passionately not a fan of Abby means the people that brought her to life did a damn good job. I unfortunately am not going to continue the part 2 playthrough uploads. Even 5 years later, I don't think that the community is in the place to where we can discuss and support each other despite having different points of views on the game. And I also don't want my dislike for the character and the storyline to be misconstrued as anything more than that. At the end of the day, Joel could accept his fate knowing that he wouldn't have done anything differently. His motivations, though flawed for others, were pure for him as he got the chance to save Ellie. While we can both accept and understand Ellie and Abby's motivation for revenge, neither of them were satisfied with the outcome, because killing others doesn't bring back your loved one or stop the grief. This is where I die on my Team Joel Hill. I hope no matter what side you fall on, that the game made you think, made you feel, and I hope any discussions you may have regarding your thoughts on it end up being just that, instead of a needless attack of your own character. Thanks for watching. Endure and survive.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.